Okay.
Yes, people, welcome back to the J20 show. Been a while.
Been a while.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to another day, another blessing. And I suppose no better place to start than to welcome you all back to the best show on planet Earth.
The best podcast update show there is out there. Just because it's just the two of us. It's simple as. So yes, what's our topic? What we got for them this time?
Got a lot today. Obviously, the recent protests regarding the controversial Super League that's been kind of ingrained in English football culture over the last 2 weeks. We've had obviously the COVID is simmering down. We're getting more fans lighting the stadiums. So yeah, we're going to start with that. Then we're going to go on to talk about some successful news for the Chelsea female football team. They reached their first Champions League semi-final. Was it Champions League final?
No,
semi-final. So that could be 2 Chelsea teams through to the final, all depending on tomorrow night.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, but it's a possibility.
We're talking about Chelsea.
Probably just as much possibility as Billy Joe Saunders getting a 24-foot ring, but we have to wait and see what the sport kind of is all about. But anything else you want to add in terms of topics for this week? It's a bit of a. I feel like today we're going to kind of free flow, yeah, because we haven't seen each other for a while. We're kind of going for a bit of a purple patch in our friendship.
Oh yes, you have one of those.
Yeah.
Where sport divides or conquer.
See, when this fella cooks you beautiful dinners, and then when I try to return the favour, I just don't meet this up to scratch. I'm just not as elite when it comes to the seasoning. I probably burn the fish as opposed to cooking it. So we know what you're like with your seasoning. I'm just not as patterned as you.
Listen, everything takes time. So let's get straight in. Right, I was really upset with this one, people. I must say, because if you're a United or a Liverpool, or just a mutual football fan, the biggest match I can think of for the longest time in history is Man United Liverpool. The rivalry is unreal. Yep. Back in the day, it used to be United Arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal's had their time. Yep. Like, literally, the biggest rivalry is back. Like, I was sitting down, got everything done, my washing done, had my drinks ready, my food ready, everything patterned. TV patterned. You know what I mean? I had the kids, I had to get rid of them.
You even had it in HD. You could zoom in so clear, you could see Gary Neville's forehead.
Listen, I was about to be one of those fans on the screen.
Yeah. Well, like the little minions that pop up.
It's like that's how excited I was, right? And then I'm sitting here, right, and I'm watching these protests going on, right? And I'm saying, surely this started about 12, right? Or something like that, right? 2:30 comes, these guys are breaking into the stadium. I'm thinking, what's security like? Was it staged? Breaking into the stadium. Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Bro, I went to Old Trafford with a ticket and still couldn't get in.
Well, to be honest, they're probably better off breaking into the stadium than breaking into the trophy cabinet, because that's been empty for the last couple of years.
Listen,
boom. That's coming from the line.
We're full of gold and silver around there. But yeah, seriously, I was devastated, man, because literally I patterned my whole evening to watch that match, my entire evening, and at the same time I was very happy. Yeah. It needed to have happened. It was a necessity for one of these big club fans. I'm just sorry I wasn't there myself, you know.
A bit deflated.
If I wasn't busy, you know what I mean, doing my normal stuff.
Yeah.
I'd have been up there. I'd have been.
Your salsa dancing on Sunday.
You know
night, you know what I mean? Shimmy.
There you go. Shimmy. Was it? What was that? Anyway. Yes. So.
Doriba.
No, I was thinking.
Saul Canelo Alvarez. Take the fight, kid. Take the fight.
If you're listening, Canelo, don't take the fight. Don't take the fight. You go and get knocked out. Don't take the fight. So yeah, so literally, it really did upset me, man. Who didn't want to see that match?
Nah,
like,
match.
I'm talking about United coming from a 6-2 victory. Like, Pogba's up here, Cavani's up here, Rashford's up here, Greenwood's up here, Martial. Come on!
How many times have we seen that though? When those kind of performances get put in, and you get to a Sunday afternoon, United Liverpool, and it ends in a 0-0 draw, and it's one of those dead games, stinkers.
Yeah, but
rare,
kind of
but
dead right now, so
it just had the feeling of it.
I think Liverpool's kind of dead right now, so it would have been an enjoyment to watch still.
Possibly.
Maybe that's the first time United would have got a few goals in a long while.
Yeah, maybe Trent might have got a couple of hat trick. Maybe you never know.
Now you're taking a big laugh. How many goals has Trent scored in his 2 years?
He's an up front player, mate.
Like
he's
what?
a target man. He's a target.
Probably about 3 goals in his career. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
He's the next Wayne.
But
next Tony Hibbert.
So yeah, so that was my little frustration with it. But as I said, I don't support any violence, but it was necessary.
Yeah.
A protest was necessary.
Well,
that's my opinion. What's your opinion?
Yeah, well, I guess when it comes to owners and disagreements among fans, I think kind of look at Arsenal over the last 6-7 years. I mean, you know, they've got a platform where, you know, it's been kind of made vocal that the fans are very resentful towards the owners of that club. But I think with United, it's
Cronky out.
It's a very different dynamic at United. I think they've had so much success when Ferguson was in charge. There was never ever a problem really. Then obviously the Glazer family kind of extended their time, and I think I don't think it's so much to do with the owners. I think it's more to do with the cohesion in the club. I think a lot of it is to do with, you know, not giving managers enough time, not giving the academy players enough.
Nah, I actually think it's the owners, because most of the seriously, most of the protests revolved around the financial state of the club. Like, the owners came and put the club in debt. The owners
you have to go through turmoil though to bring out the best.
No, but then they're paying themselves high dividends, so they're taking the money out of the club. They're using the club. They try to franchise and they tried loads of stuff, like loads.
Trying to catch the fans out.
Then they've sold a few of the stock on the stock exchange. They've just been doing quite a lot of stuff for quite a lot of years. So I guess it was just time for the fans to speak up, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to franchise a Manchester United in China. It would for me. I'm surprised it's not crossed their thought.
They haven't done that already, though. They surely have.
Surely they have.
I mean, look at the amount of contingent from China and Asia and other
I'd be surprised.
regions. You know?
As I said, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was how I felt.
So how does that? What example does that set then to the other clubs? Is that going to lead on to further protests? Is that going to be sort of the benchmark to say, well, do you know what, we're not taking part in this? Or do you feel like United have been that isolated incident where other clubs have dealt with it in a very professional manner, and all of a sudden...
But it's not the clubs dealing with it. This is what people need to understand again. It's not Manchester United.
No, it's the fan base outside of the club. Yeah. It's bad for reputation.
Yeah, the Premier League actually made a statement as well, saying that they don't condone the violence which took place. Yeah. However, it's necessary that the fans are able to voice their opinion, and they respect each individual's point of view, and it was necessary, because again, this could have damaged football. This would have damaged the grassroots clubs that me and you love, you know. Once again, grassroots club coming through, more on the academy side of things though, but we are literally a grassroots level at the minute, one side academy.
And while we're at it, make sure you go get your Lions Den hoodies. They're restocking tomorrow, so if you want a hoodie, any size, any colour, get to me for those. I'm going to sort you out with one as well as a complimentary.
Yeah, so it was because remember, they've done this already in other sports. I think basketball is similar, NBA.
NBA, yeah.
The American, I'm sure the American MLS is similar.
Yes, the MLS.
So they've actually tried to franchise these before, but because they're not massive clubs, and they're not in any world competition where they're recognised anywhere else. Like you go to the UK and mention Miami or Inter Miami, David Beckham's club, people will be looking at you like,
or Indianapolis or any of those.
Average 7-year-old is looking at you like lost.
Whereas I think when it was like when Henry was playing for the New York Red Bulls, because Red Bull is such a global brand, it's different. I think it's kind of like...
Even then, they weren't really spoken about, to be honest, in the football world. They weren't. You go to an average 7-year-old, you know who Henry was, but if you said to him who's he playing for, they'll still say Arsenal, Barcelona.
Barca,
They're not going to tell you, or France, they're not going to say he's playing in MLS, you know?
Which
so that's the difference where you could get away with it in countries like that.
Yeah.
Why didn't they take it to Jamaica? Take your money to Jamaica and do that. Or Africa, or Dubai. Take it somewhere and pay for, and build that league up over there.
I guess football's not their main sport though, is it?
No, but it doesn't matter. What they're trying to do is kill a sport in Europe because it's rich and they know people would pay whatever to watch those teams. That's why they did it.
So then is football in America, bearing in mind America demographically, geographically is a lot bigger than
football is not.
Europe.
But football is not big in America.
No, it's
so
not.
American football
but
is
surely
massive.
American financial business owners, they've got the big corporations.
Yeah, but they need the fans. Fans make the sport work.
Yeah.
So when you go to America, their main thing, NFL.
So
they'll have
90,000.
crazy their ticket base is ridiculous, right?
Sellouts.
NBA, ridiculous, right? Then you even go ice hockey, ridiculous. Yeah. So when you're looking at these major sports for American consumers, wrestling, massive fan base, right?
Yeah.
Not that big over here. So now when you start digging into that market, you're now looking at the kids, because that's your fan base. The kids are looking at it, and that's why David Beckham did so well when he went over there, because he was a global superstar by that time.
Yeah, he had 4 kids of his own as well, sort of painting him up to be the next.
The next Beckham coming up. They sold that really well. But when we now start looking at a 7-year-old in America, you get the women's female team in America are massive. Not the men's.
Not the men's, that's the thing.
That's not the men's. Because in America, football is not rated. No. It's not rated. It's not
that level of masculinity.
No.
It's not got that powerful presence or image where someone like, I don't know, Peyton Manning or someone like that has got the massive global enterprise.
No, it's not got that. So, again, for example, I'll give you a great example. Wayne Rooney was able to go out there and be a normal civilian. Walk up and down the beach and not get stopped by anybody. Imagine David Beckham. David Beckham couldn't go to Crawley Town and do that. He couldn't go to Shrewsbury Town and do that. Everyone would know him. So it just goes to show, and he's a European star, David Beckham.
But then arguably
and Wayne Rooney.
There are probably certain parts of the world where someone like David Beckham, like, alright, fair enough, it's different when you're a global star. Like someone like Wayne Rooney going to, I don't know, just say on his honeymoon or going on holiday, would he necessarily be the same star? Would people come up to him in the same way? If
he's in Europe, yes. But in America, no one knew who he was. They don't really follow football like that. So, and this is the majority again, not the minority. The minority who follow football would know it. But then you're looking at, as you said, the population of America is ridiculous. So when you're looking at that, and you're saying, and then he went to a state where football is not even that big. So already you've knocked that down, probably about 10% in that whole town or city knew who he was, 10%. So that means he can walk up and down the street and 1 in 1,000 people is going to recognize him. It's the total opposite. It's like if an American basketball player came to London, unless you watch the NBA in and out,
unless they play for the Lakers or someone like that,
you wouldn't know who he is.
No.
And that's the equivalent that I'm trying to say, why they tried to take this league. But and mainly, again, not even picking or just listening to what the media push out there is, You look at the big clubs in England, they all got greedy owners. The Glazers, greedy.
Yeah. We even look
Daniel Levy,
Yeah.
one of the greediest man on the planet. Kroenke, greedy. He didn't even want to pay the people. Arsenal players decided to give up their money for a lockdown to help people retain their jobs. They promised that they would retain their jobs, took a pay decrease, and those employees still got sacked. So that's how much these guys love money.
Well, that's how much loyalty there is in football. There's none.
So that's why you can't now blame the players for playing for Arsenal and then moving to Tottenham.
No.
You can't anymore, because when you've got an owner
who is so
saying,
self-indulged and got no recognition for anybody, or
I get the fans. We as the fans, we love and
well, without fans, there's no sport, and that goes across every sport.
Yeah, we carry
That's where
that
the
flag.
revenue is.
Yeah, but now we've got to look at and give these players the acknowledgement that they're actually business people now.
Yeah.
That's what they are. What's that word I used a lot? They're self-employed. Put it that way. They're self-employed. That's their business, and they've got their accountants who deal with their finances for them, and their accountants say to them, mate, that's a good move going over there. Financially, you're setting up your ancestors, not your ancestors, your future grandkids. Your inheritance is looking great for them. They won't have to work at the end of their life. Why not move to Tottenham even though you play for Arsenal? Why not move to Man City even though you play for Man United? It's about your legacy now. What are you leaving for your family? Because this club, the owners don't cherish the fans and they don't cherish the players. So now you're just going to work as anyone else, as you would if I was working in Sainsbury's and Tesco. I wouldn't be loyal to Sainsbury's or Tesco, saying Sainsbury's offered me a manager's job at 10% increase, but I can't go to Sainsbury's because I work at Tesco. No one in their right mind would do that.
No, they'll go for the better opportunity.
And that's how football's becoming, unfortunately. But with managers and not managers, with owners like what we have, that's what happens. Touching on owners.
Does that almost, so we've obviously, let me just bring you into this kind of scenario. Does that almost put you off working for a Premier League team, like because of the way that owners treat certain members of staff or treat certain players, or they just treat the general ethos of the club? They just go against that ethos where we're supposed to be sticking with one another, especially during these times. Like,
I don't think it's all chairmen.
No, right.
So I'll
give you a perfect
careful
example.
with
Who won the playoff last year?
in the championship. I'm sure it was No, it wasn't Derby.
No.
Well,
Remember this one?
Leeds.
No, it wasn't Leeds. Leeds won the trophy outright. They won.
The playoffs coming up.
So remember the guy scored. Oh, Fulham. For example, Fulham's. Well, that's funny enough. So Fulham. So remember, when Scott Parker was head of Fulham, the relationship Scott Parker had with the chairman there was unbelievable. You know, I'd imagine Fulham being a club where, you know, a lot of emphasis goes into young players. It goes into, so there's almost like a family vibe there. Whereas you go to like United, there's so much egos involved. So many egos in, like, probably the same even in Spain with Barca, Madrid, maybe in Italy, AC Milan, Inter Milan. I can imagine just egos just take precedent, don't they, when you get to that certain level?
Well, that's what I said. It depends on the club.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, I'll give you an example. I'm glad you used that example. Tottenham haven't won a trophy probably about 50 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're in a final. The man's got them to a final. Pochettino did that in the Champions League, so I'm not acting like they've never reached anywhere. However, Pochettino couldn't carry a wet.
Can't say what you're going to say. Couldn't carry a wet towel if he had shit running from his arse. Is that it? Is that the saying you were trying to get out, mate?
Well, I won't finish it off because I don't want to disrespect Pochettino. But Pochettino, he's a bottler. Number one bottler, right? And he's bottling it again tonight as we speak.
Yeah.
We're going to bottle it. So, Mourinho as a proven track record for winning cups and winning finals. He's a winner.
Whereas Pochettino's settles for second best. He's a second best kind of manager. Yeah.
So my
Good manager,
headache
but
with Levy is, and why I use the owners like what you said is, or the directors, chairmans, whatever they are, Levy decides to sack the manager before the final. Guess why? Had he won the final, they would have had to give him a bigger payout. So they sacrificed winning a trophy that they're not winning how much years?
Which would give him extra revenue. Well, get him.
Well, they would have. Well, you would have killed a duck in it. You know, you can't say Tottenham hasn't won anything. It would have given their players motivation.
Killed a geese, not a duck.
Well, killed the geese.
Gosh.
Well, they're called Spurs, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, look at Kane. He's about to leave now because Kane says he's a serial winner, but right now he's a serial loser.
Because the man's
so he's got to leave. Yeah. He's sitting with losers, and he can't complain because he ain't won that in his life himself. He had one manager, Son, another guy. These guys need to fly what they say, the nest.
The nest, yeah.
Because at the minute they're sitting ducks. They're just waiting. They're just waiting.
Plodding along. They're just going with the yes men.
Oh my! And perfectly said it that way. The yes men. The new manager, 29 years old, never won anything in his life. That's a cheap little one, isn't it? Give you a little 1 million a year. You sort us out. Make us get into top 10. You know, next year we look for another manager. You done your job, got your qualification, help you on your way. Now we gave you a footstep. No, he's not going to get anywhere. Who's going to want him after that? If he gets sacked next year and he ain't done that with Tottenham, are you thinking of Sheffield Wednesday is looking at Ryan Mason and saying, oh yeah, come in here, mate. Like, yeah, you're going to... No! Stitch the kid up.
It's true.
Took 2 years. You actually set him back about 5-7 years, to be honest, because after that job, if we look at the history, Tim Sherwood, when he took that job, ain't done much after that. He got 2 League One jobs. Where's he now? Ain't come back up. So that's what I'm trying to say. From Tottenham, you just go downwards. So if you're a player and you want to get somewhere, you need to come up.
You go from managing Tottenham 1 year to managing Port Vale the next.
Well, you don't even last, do you? Because you're starting off way too high in your managerial
So you're
career.
almost kind of giving yourself your expiry date as soon as you've stepped through the door. That's mad, isn't it?
It's like when you buy a new car.
Yeah.
It's already half its value as soon as you step out of that showroom.
It's true.
Now that's with some of these young managers stepping into management. And I'm one of them, so I'm very aware of the pressure that comes with the job and the responsibilities. So you almost always have to think 3-4 jobs down the line. If he now goes abroad, he might have a history. Yeah. If he leaves here and go abroad, he'll get back on the horse. Yeah. But if he tries to stay in England after this, because we know it's not going to work out at Tottenham, it's not being pessimistic to the guy. I'm not. He's nice. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I've seen him coach with the under-23s and stuff like that. Listen.
Good luck to the bloke. Right, people. The next thing we wanted to touch on was the, controversy surrounding this weekend's pound-for-pound supremacy fight between Canelo Alvarez and the Gypsy Prince, Billy Joe Saunders. That's what he's going to need on Saturday night, is a lot of head movement, a lot of angles. There you go. Just rolling and showing. So the fight's presumably off, but I mean, look, read between the lines. We've seen this happen before in Germany with Klitschko and wrapping his hands in the change rooms before the fight, not happy from Team Fury. So whether that's the same sort of psychological mind games being played by Team Saunders, but we've had Billy Joe's dad, Tom Saunders, come out saying that for some reason there's not been an agreement made about the dimensions of the ring. And before anyone wants to delve into those things, there is not one stipulation in a contract to suggest that a ring is going to be 24 feet, okay? Any standard box-sized professional boxing ring is no bigger than 20 feet. So whether they want to say, cry over spilt milk about it, every standardized boxing ring is 20 feet. 10 by 2, yeah? 10 by 2, so, well, 7 by 2.5, basically, something like that. So 7 by 3.
What's that extra 4?
They're just looking to sort of, you know, nullify Canelo's. But again, it's like we expect that from both sides, the mind games. We expect the nullifying their advantages.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you increase it by even 4,
it's for Billy Joe to be able to box on the back foot. Have
yeah,
space
that's what I'm saying.
Which is
The
understandable.
retreat, when those jabs are coming in,
Yeah, those big looping hands.
oh, mate, I need that extra 2 step back to get out of that range.
Of course.
And if I've got it, yeah, perfect. If I don't, what would have been better is if they could have smothered
Just
them.
smothered them. Yeah, they'd just be smothering each other.
Just give him a hug.
It'd be like a grappling.
Wrap him up. Yeah, wrap him up.
Yeah.
If he's not worried, start going to the gym. Yeah, yeah. Forget the gloves, mate. Forget all of this. Yeah, forget all of this. Looking pretty. Forget all of that. Forget it. I'm gonna help you out, Billy. You had 2 months to prepare yourself. If I were you, I'd go practice some judo and some wrestling.
Go on, Bill.
You're gonna need.
Get a Corona, mate. Kick back in your hotel room. Get a few Coronas down you.
You're gonna need
For
the
a lively
gripple.
press conference tomorrow.
You need a gripple, and that's it. Just smother.
Or just
And then push him off.
just pinch Canelo's nipple while he's fighting. Hey Canelo, mate. Got a surprise for you, mate.
No, just make it a grippling contest. You can't touch him.
No.
Just every time.
Tie him up.
Jab, jab,
Yeah,
tap.
tie him up. Like Fury does.
Jab, jab, jab. Yeah. Smother the kid.
Yeah.
If you're that worried, like seriously, if you're that worried to start playing, you know what I liked at the lead up, right? The fight was rubbish, but the lead up between Fury and Wilder, because the mind games were serious.
Yeah.
I loved it. The mind games were serious.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of stuff that makes a fight intriguing, because now you want to see that.
Well, Billy Joe's refusing to turn up to any media obligations, so we ain't going to see no mind games from either side this week. All we're going to see is probably Canelo speak some Spanish to some random British reporter and then be asked about bloody... Yeah, exactly, yeah. But anyway, the fight's going to happen, people. Fight's not off.
Right. We're going to take live votes on this one. So, when we say live, we mean obviously pre-recorded votes.
Yeah.
Is the fight going to be on? Yes or no? And we're going to get this out real sharp so we could get our
So
replies.
put
Yes or
thumbs
no.
up in the comment section, and then what we'll do is we'll give them time to respond.
Yeah.
We'll do a part 2, so we'll cap off part 1 now, and we'll commune, but we'll probably do that Friday. Probably get it out before Saturday.
Yeah, before the fight.
So part 1, we'll just let you guys decide whether you think the fight's going to happen, and also let us know your predictions in the comment section. Who you think is going to win, Team Saunders or Team Canelo? Who are you backing?
I got to go with my Latinos. Sí, muchas gracias. Aye.
I'm going to go for Billy Joe Saunders on points. I think he's going to
On points?
He's going to do it.
Nah, I think Canelo
Go on,
will win
Bill.
on points. If Bill don't knock him out, Canelo's win on points. His throws...
Well, he's already 6 rounds down.
His throws...
He's 6 rounds down.
You're mad.
No, he is. Canelo. No, sorry, Billy Joe.
Yeah.
He's 6 rounds down. Scorecards.
Yeah, scorecards.
And all that.
He's gonna, yeah. Canelo throws too many punches. His average of punches is ridiculous. So on that alone, and if he's connecting, and I know he'll connect because listen.
Una corona, por favor. Tecate, ¿cómo estás? Comprende, no, knockout, Billy Joe Saunders. Right, people, we're out. Splash.
Splish.